Have you ever watched track? You've ever ran track? You've ever seen athletes come out of the blocks? You've ever seen whether it's a 100-yard dash, a 200-yard dash, a marathon? The important part is how do you start? The important piece is just to get out of the blocks and start. That's the same way you do it when we are going after our goals. Today, we're going to be talking about out of the blocks. The race has already begun. This is the 30. Let's go. Well, hello there, gang. This is the 30. I am your host, Patrick. Thank you for being here on another episode. I think we're probably like episode 238, but who's counting, right? And we're moving towards 250. Today, we're going to continue our conversation as we move towards the end of the first month of the year. Can you believe it? We are literally touching the beginning of February, touching it. So that means that we are off and running. We're out of the blocks, right? And we're on our way to achieving our goal. So we're going to, I've invited my co-host when she's available because she's so busy. So when she's available, she comes on and she gives us some time. But you know her, Sabrina. Sabrina, welcome to the 30.
Hey, Patrick.
Well, I
How are
shouldn't welcome
you?
you. This is your home away from home. So there's no
How
longer a
are
welcome, right?
you? My background's going all wonky on me here. Okay.
Welcome to technology.
Oh,
Welcome again to the 30. We are going to continue in terms of, I started this a couple of weeks ago in the importance of setting goals and how to set goals and keeping momentum and giving some examples of goals. I've also, as you know, given our goal sheet, have put that out there where individuals can download that goal sheet and have something, a template that they can work after. So I want to continue that. I'm sure that you've seen track, or have you did you run track as a
I,
youth?
I used to run relay and
You used to
throw
run a
javelin.
relay.
I used to throw javelin too.
So you're quite familiar with track and
Well, that
field.
was a
And
long time ago, Patrick. I don't know.
I hear you. I hear you.
We
I was
had
talking to.
inter house races, right? And
I
then inter
remember that.
school, right?
Yeah, yeah. Inter house and inter set races, and then this was back in the islands. Then there were into school
Right, right.
competition, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So I wanted to talk about goals. We're out of the blocks, and I wanted to use the analogy of track so that everyone has a framework of where we're coming from. I'm sure if some have not ran, but they've seen track, whether it's a sprint or marathon, they can get a visual as to what we're talking about. And um, I wanted to do that to drive this conversation. But then towards the end, Sabrina, I want to hear in terms of what you're doing, one of the goals that you set and how that's going. I've also challenged the audience to let us know where they are, right? Because studies have shown is that it's usually coming on to the end of the first month, middle of the second month that people start to drop off.
Mm. right,
So we have these grandiose ideas, and some people say resolutions. Some people
right.
even go as far as writing their goals down. But
Hmm.
then when they're faced with opposition, struggle, they tend to give up. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. That's um it's a tough thing because uh it's hard to always keep track, or I feel like that's most people's experience to keep up and keep up, especially if they don't have someone encouraging them to keep going, keep going. They don't have like cheerleaders off to the sidetrack, or their coach, come on, you can do it, kind of
Mhm.
thing, cheering them on if we are looking at the race analogy. So, yeah, there's a lot that real good intentions, excellent intentions, and then, you know, it starts just like a race. Sometimes people fall down and sometimes people drop out, you know, because this is the long haul, right? We start off, but like you said, sprints and marathons. So yeah, totally.
Yeah, so let's set it up where I want to take the viewer and the listener right there, right? So let's say that you are in a race. If you're running the 100 or 200 or maybe the 400, you have those blocks. So the person gets into the blocks. Usually the starter have their gun. It says, take your mark,
Hmm.
set, and they have that long set. Set, and then the gun go and take off. So we're like that now in the month of January where we set our goal. So we were in the blocks, we set our goal, and the starter hit the gun, shoot the gun, and says we're off and running. So that's where we are now. So if you look at any race, the key is the start,
Right.
right? Races are won and lost at the start.
True. True. And if you don't start, you're not in the game.
There you go. So if you decide that I'm just gonna do this by fly by the seat of my pants, the
Yeah.
so-called, right, and you don't write it down, you don't have anything to go after, you don't know where you're gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah. You do have to have the the end in mind.
Okay, right.
So the way I'm looking at it is when I'm at that starting pole, I just want to win. I want to be
Yeah,
on the leaderboard, like we say.
yeah. You and Melanie.
I'm I gotta be on leaderboard. I don't care about the prize, but you know, but being on the leaderboard will help me to be better. It because I have to do something to get there,
Mhm.
right?
So at the end of the year, let's say we're setting a goal for a year. So by the end of 2025, December 31st, I tell folks all the time, December 31st is going to come, with or without you,
Correct, correct.
but it's going to come.
Hmm.
It's going to come whether you grow or you remain stagnant. But December 31st is coming.
Right.
So it's up to you whether you want to set a goal or don't set a goal. So Sabrina, your goal is to win, right?
Yeah, with my quests.
With your quest.
I
So
have 30.
what does winning mean to you? Because for someone, winning could mean, I don't know, waking up in the morning healthy. That's winning.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Well, the way I'm looking at this, because I kind of shifted my mindset this year on how
Hmm.
I'm attacking my goals. And I have three categories.
Okay.
I have health, life, and business. And in each category, for each quarter, I have some quest, which is if I can get through in that quarter at least some of these quests, then I'm happy. I won.
So
So
do you have so health? So do you have goals under health, or do you have one goal under the category of health?
for quarter one
Hmm.
under health, I have something like go to the gym at least three times a week.
Okay.
Something on nutrition and just just feeling better. Like I have to take my um, that I feel good about really being aware of how I feel,
So
right?
your
So
overall goal then is under health is to do what? What's your
it's
overall goal?
to feel stronger,
Okay.
to to um, to just generally have more movement and
Okay.
eat healthier. I'm always looking at those things.
So your overall goal by now you set this goal for first quarter or for the entire year?
That's the quest for first quarter
First quarter. Okay. So your for the first quarter
because
quest or goal is to um
get into routine of that thing, get into a
okay.
better routine of that thing because then quarter two I have, which I haven't. There are a couple other things. I want to be able to take a walking challenge.
Hmm.
I'm preparing myself in quarter one. Quarter two, I'm going to do um, a challenge, a walking challenge. So I think it's about 30 miles or something, or
Oh
I
wow.
don't remember the exact mileage. So
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 let me
it's
ask you this. What is the overall reason that you want to do these things?
because I want
What's
to
your
be because I want to be as healthy as I can doing
okay.
things that I can do. Yeah,
Okay. So the overall goal is to uh have so to be healthy, right? In order to do the things that you want to do.
correct.
Perfect. So folks, that's her overall goal. So she's saying that by December 31st, 2025, her goal is to be healthier in order to do the things that she wants to do. So that's the goal, right? So is it smart? Is it specific enough? Absolutely, right? Is it measurable? We can measure that. Is it
Mhm.
attainable? Yes. Is it realistic? Absolutely. And she has a time frame which is December 31st. So if you look at her strategy now, and the strategy is how is she going to do that? So she's going to do that by doing what? Gym, by going to the gym, right?
Mhm. Eat healthier, just be
Right?
aware of what I'm eating and is it healthy or can I make it better?
Good. So going to the gym regularly, eating healthier, greater awareness of what she puts into her body, right? Good. So that's the strategy, right? That's the general course of action that's going to get her to where she wants to get to. Now let's look at the action steps. So her action steps, she's breaking them down by quarter. So
And
I
by
know,
month, and by month within
and
the
by
quarter.
month. So
And
breaking it
then
down by quarter, monthly,
by
and
quarter, by month, and then by week. I have all
then
of that
weekly.
broken down. Yeah.
So how often weekly do you plan on? Have you set aside to go to the gym?
So I have a class that I usually go to on Mondays, on
Mhm.
Tuesdays, and Thursday.
Awesome. So you're going 3 times a week to a
Mhm.
class, right?
Yes, because I know that I need. So for me, the class works better than if I just go and try to do something on my own. I know that about myself.
So you know you.
Yes,
So 3 days a week, Sabrina is going to go to a class, right?
yes.
And whatever class that is.
I have specific classes because I'm trying to work on specific things.
Okay, good. So specific classes, because she's working on specific things. What about intake of food or water? How much,
Now, you see, I'm working on drinking more water.
it's
Not,
okay.
I'm working on because during the winter
Mm-hmm.
I need something warm, so I drink more coffee and more tea.
Mm,
I am drinking, but I'm just not drinking enough water.
okay.
I
So
am
is it,
taking water.
so you're taking, all right, so you're drinking, let's say 60, is it 64 liters? I'm not sure
I
what
don't
they
know.
say,
I don't measure.
what's the limit, but let's say 64 liters. Let's say 3 cups of water a day. That's probably not enough, but let's say it's that. So you're going to do that. You're going to look at what your intake of food is, um,
Yes.
the sleep, in terms of sleep.
Oh, I'm really good at, yeah, I do get my sleep.
Mm, mm.
And I can take a power nap.
Well, yes, nap I love. Sleep,
I can take
I one of my
a
goals to
20
get.
minute nap or a half an hour, and I'm good to go again. It's like a second start of the day because I start my day most days, 90% of the time at 5 o'clock
5 o'clock in the morning.
morning.
Whoa.
Yes. Because from 5 to about 8 is my learning time
Okay.
and
And
my
when do
study
you
time.
go to bed?
Maybe about, well, I'm in bed earlier, maybe like 9, but I fall asleep about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or yeah, about 10, 10:30, 11.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. So we have your health goal, your strategy, and your action step set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about business. What's
Mm-hmm.
your goal for business? Your overall goal.
So I want to be more visible, like more consistent on posting articles on LinkedIn or post or anything like that. I want to be
And
more
why
consistent
is that? What is the reason?
because it gives me more visibility to the people that I
And
want to be visible to.
what is the reason for you wanting more visibility?
Because then I can get them on my email list and then I can offer them some of my services and products.
Okay.
Because at the end of
And
the
what
day, this is my business goal. I need to
right.
make, I need to give impact and income.
There we go. So now we are going someplace. So in 2025, this year, uh, Sabrina wants to increase her income by whatever it is or two, and she wants to become more impactful, right? So the goal is to increase her revenue from whatever it is last year to this year, but be more specific in terms of how much that you want to make and what does impact mean.
Well, touch more people.
Touch more
Be,
people.
yeah, yeah.
How many more people do you think that you want to touch, Sabrina?
I didn't get that specific
Okay, all right. So that's homework for you.
because if you just post something on LinkedIn,
Hmm.
you could impact somebody, but you don't know,
That's true. Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I do have some other numbers on some of the other visibility because I have a whole, if you think about the visibility as a pie, it's sliced up.
Yeah.
So one is LinkedIn,
Okay.
one is speaking, one is training. So on those, I have some different numbers.
So your strategy is to, so you know what your goal is. Your strategy is to utilize LinkedIn more effectively, and also to utilize
Well, not
platform
more effectively, more consistently.
more consistently. Okay, so you want to be more consistent with LinkedIn.
Correct, correct.
You want to be on more stages. How many stages?
Well, let's see. Did I put how many stages? No, in first quarter, I didn't put how many stages. No,
Okay,
I
okay,
am going a little bite at a time.
Okay. All right.
So
Cool.
if I can do a bunch of those, I have a bigger chunk. Because what I have done in the past is sort of put this big number or
Hmm.
whatever number. And this year I am going back to breaking it down in bite-sized pieces, one month at a time. If I can do two stages this month, the next month I'm going to up it. The next month I'm going to up it. So I'm not putting the pressure in the beginning of the year. I'm putting the foundational pieces. So, for example, I'm finding whatever speaker proposals I can send in and sending them in. So
Okay.
every week I look for one or two and send it in
And
because,
that would fall under more of your action steps,
okay,
right? The specific things that you'll do. That's your activity.
yeah, sure,
That will get you to your strategy. That will get you to your goal.
got it. Okay.
Right? Now, I know one of the things that you're doing to
Hmm.
reach that goal is around AI,
Hmm.
right? And utilizing AI more, you become an expert on AI. You teach AI, and one of your new initiatives, which I find fascinating, and I don't. And Steph and I always talk about how does Sabrina come up with these titles like Tika Talks. I mean, this stuff is genius, right? Tika Talks, and now you have something called Bits and Bytes. So,
Well, that came from my technology background.
okay,
So a bit, there are 8 bits in one byte in the computer line, in computer jargon. So if I can give you 8 little bits of information, you got a chunk that you can sort of, that's the premise behind the whole thing. If let's say, for example, I give you 8 tips, by the time I give you 8 tips on this particular feature, you got a good way of implementing that little feature. Now, it doesn't always work out that, but it's bits of information, and sometimes it's a whole byte of information or tips or strategy. Does that
so
make sense?
tell us a little bit more about Bits and Bytes and what are you doing with it?
So it's like the news. If you think about it as a business model out there, it's the news or it's the weather. Think about it that way. So today on the news, this is the breaking news or this is the news of the day. So then on the other hand, this could be the news now, and in an hour or tomorrow, it could be something regarding this that doesn't work this way again, but it works some other way. And the reason for that is because the AI tools are changing so rapidly. So, and new things are coming out and things are moving around. And so, if you think about a tool like Canva, you have a specific way of doing a specific thing. But if you think about AI tools, it's overwhelming and there's so many coming at you so fast that you're like, well, what do I pay attention to? And why do I care about this, that, or the other? So I'm eliminating that overwhelm and just saying, as small business owners, as professionals, pay attention to only this little bit of information or this little bit of strategy. And here's why. I always give you the why and how it makes your business or your profession or how you're helping you to really incorporate this into everyday life because it is here to stay and it is going to be or it is part of everyday life. It's kind of like, as we're listening to all of what's happening, it's bigger than electricity. What
Mm.
that means, we don't know. I don't know. But I just see it as a disruptive technology. It's disrupting every single thing. We just have to learn how to incorporate it into how is it going to benefit us, and just pay
Hmm.
attention to those pieces. So that's kind of what the news is all about. So you're not going to get like, it's not like a newsletter where it's a consistent, every week I'm going to send you this thing. It's it's as you need it. Oh, today this thing happened. I'm sending you a little bit of information to say implement this piece of thing because XYZ. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. Steph says, let me pull her up. I think she was saying, based on what I said about you coming up with all these brilliant ideas. So true. We're so intrigued by your creativity.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Chica
you.
talks, bits and bytes.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
how can someone, if someone is interested in bits and bytes, how
Yeah,
does
well,
someone get
right
involved?
now I have a link that gives you a little bit more information about what it is,
Okay,
um,
let me try to
and
pull
what
that
we
up here.
cover. And I cover four different AI tools, just so let me be a little bit more specific. I cover ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, and Notebook LM. I only focus on these tools and I try to go deep, not wide, because there's a lot of squirrely going on with different AI tools, and it's too distracting. And some of them are great, but at the moment, I've decided to just use these four because my clients or my prospects need these specific things to help them move forward in whatever it is. Um, it could help them move forward either in business, in career, or just in life. Let's say you want to do some research, you're going to another city, you want to do some research on the public school system in that area, or the whatever it is. I show you how to do that research, which tool you should use, and why you use this one over this one. Those kinds of things is what I discuss.
Okay, so I just shared, Sabrina. Someone wants to get a hold of. Let me put this back up here, and we
Oh, I
can.
could do LinkedIn if anybody wants to get hold of me. But this is what they and if you scroll up a little bit, you'll see some of the things that it covers.
Okay, great. So you can get a hold of Sabrina. Sabrina, how? Oh, what's your LinkedIn
Oh,
profile?
I have to. It's if you do Sabrina Estica, I think.
I
If you
think it's
search
Sabrina
for
T.
Sabrina Tika, or
Yes.
I might
Yeah.
change the thing just to Sabrina T.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's Sabrina T. So if you're on LinkedIn, or if you are out there but you want to get a hold of her, Sabrina T, and I'll post the link in the description of the episode where you can go and register
Yeah,
if you have an interest. So I'll post that link for you so that we can
I want to
educate
make
you.
one other point on the
Yeah,
goals,
go ahead.
Patrick, is um, if my mindset, the things that I want to add this year as habits, because every year I try to add more habits that they become subconscious and I just do them. So the things that I want to add this year as habits, um, I'm trying to be 1% or half a percent better than I was yesterday on these three pieces of, these three big categories. So that mindset shift for me has been very useful. So, for example, something simple as, and I try to tie the habit to something that I already do. That's already, no, I'm not doing deep seek.
I guess that's probably another AI
That is
tool, huh?
another squirrel. This is
Oh,
another
geez.
shiny object. I know.
You
It sounds
guys are you
exciting though, for sure.
shout
Um,
out to Erica.
Erica. Thanks,
Yeah.
Erica. It's the the I try to tie that new habit that I'm doing to something that I already do. So it's either before or after. So for example, I'll give you a small example. If I'm waiting on the water to boil to make coffee or tea or whatever, but one of my life goal and my home goal is to edit and donate the things that I don't need anymore and simplify things. So I might tie that to reorganizing a cabinet drawer. So while I'm waiting, I'll just go do that. But I'm trying to get it to where I don't have to think about it. It's already a habit. When the kettle is boiling, I'm doing this. So I'm doing the kettle as a trigger to do the new habit that I want to install, that I
Okay.
want to get accustomed to. And then every morning I try to do a review on what are my top three goals for this quarter and how am I doing in relation to getting there.
Oh, that's
And
fantastic.
what is the priority of the day that moves me in that direction.
So
Now,
all of your actions and activities help to move you into what you're trying
yeah,
to accomplish for that
correct,
day, for that week, or for that month.
correct.
That's
Yes.
good. That's good.
Now, what I'm also tracking are my distractions.
Hmm.
So, what are my distractions and what are the things that I'm doing that don't necessarily move the goals forward? And is it necessary or is it not necessary? So, there's a
That's
lot of analysis going on as well. So, I know that a certain time of the day I dedicate towards learning something.
mm,
And one of the things that I usually do is jump on webinars, jump on this, jump on that. But unless that thing moves my goal forward,
hmm.
I'm starting to weed it out because that's time that I'm spending that's not moving me forward.
That's good. That's good. All
So,
right,
but it's a work in
we're getting
progress.
close to the end, Sabrina. Um, this is this is valuable here. We may have to do a part two of it, but what I'm hearing you saying is that you're focused on your goal, right? You're building momentum. So going back to the analogy of a
Wait.
race,
Mhm.
right? You come out strong. You know what the goal is. The goal is to finish strong and win. That's the goal, right?
Yes.
Right. So get from point A, from out of the blocks to through the tape and win that gold medal, whatever that means to the person.
Correct.
For you,
Correct. Correct.
it's so you're focused on in your training because someone doesn't just get up and says, "Well, I'm going to go to the Olympics and win."
Right.
Right?
Right.
It has to be the training. And that's where the action steps comes in.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
You're constantly training. You're doing work. You're eating well. You're sleeping, and then you're saying that you're minimizing distractions.
Yes.
So you may have to put it in the sense of the athlete or the runner. You can't go out with your friends. You can't do the things that they would do because you're focused on your goal.
Yeah.
And
Well,
during the course of the race, you can't take time to wave at your family and friends in the stands.
right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. When yeah, you have to, because, the thing is that you are, you're growing into the next level of you.
Hmm.
And that takes, like you say, practice and consistency and less distractions and focus and all of that to get to that next level is a different level than where you're starting from.
Absolutely.
Because the
Absolutely.
runner doesn't it has to train and train and train, and then it's a part of who they are.
Yeah.
So every level for me has always been train, train, get better, get a little bit better, get a little bit better.
And I imagine, as you said, you have to be disciplined. You can't just wake up and says, "Well, today I feel like if I'm gonna run a 5K." Well, if you haven't run a 5K,
Yes, exactly.
chances are you're not going to run a 5K. Well, you may walk it, but you're
Yeah,
not going to run it in the time that is desired.
correct, correct.
So it takes discipline. So starting strong, first starting, being the
Hmm.
blocks, starting
Right.
strong, focus, discipline, build momentum. And I like what you say about lack of distraction, getting rid of the distraction. I refer to that of staying in your lane,
Okay, got it. I
right?
like it.
Staying in your lane.
I like it.
Because you said the shiny objects can always come. Things that looks good, feels good, but does it get you, is it getting you closer to your goal?
Correct, correct.
So stay in your lane and then
And you know
finishing
what?
strong.
I'm gonna challenge the listeners
Okay.
to take an inventory just one day of their distractions that did
Mm,
not lead them to their goal.
that is
It's
good.
a tough thing. It's a tough thing. And but if you're aware of it, then you understand, oh geez, I did this thing, then you become more aware, right? But if you don't take inventory of it and audit your distractions and focus. Just audit your attention.
Would you say procrastination is a distraction?
No, it's
It's not.
not.
Okay.
I wouldn't hold on. Yes, procrastination is a distraction, but I feel in today's world we live in a distracted environment
Mm,
where I think years ago we would have procrastinated and done nothing, but
hmm
now it's almost like we scroll when we're procrastinating.
mm.
I don't know if that makes sense, but kind of,
It does because we use the in terms of what you were telling Erica. I think we get caught up in the shiny objects, so we're distracted. We're procrastinating from doing the tasks that we're supposed to be doing in order
because
to get to where we want
that
to go.
looks nicer. Yeah,
Right, right.
that looks more exciting.
But is it getting us to our overall goal, the end goal? Maybe, maybe not. Right,
Right, correct, correct.
right.
Maybe and maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, our hope here is at a 30 is that we are giving you the tools and the knowledge necessary to help you get to your goal, and that you don't see this as a distraction, but you see this as a valuable help in order
right,
to enhance what you need to get to your goal.
right. Yeah, because it's
And Sabrina,
helping you along the way.
right.
The 30 is giving you tools, it's giving you things for you to think about and pause and ponder and so that you can get to your goals as
Yeah,
we try to get to ours.
absolutely. Absolutely. So speaking of tools, as you know, we just talked just now about, let me try to pull this up here. Nope, that's not it. I'm trying to give them a tool that will help them get to where they want to get to faster. And that is the, let me see if I can find it somewhere here. Um, hmm, I don't have it. Let me see. I can pull it up. There it is. So, Sabrina, um, that is the goal setting template.
Did you put it in the chat?
I'm going to pull it up right now. There it is. There it is.
Yes,
So
right.
I
Yeah.
have, so basically what Sabrina and I were just doing is going through how to set goals, right? She talked about her goals. She has three areas of her goals. I have, if you look down here, I have much more than three. I think I have five. One, two, three, five. So Sabrina's, her three were health, life, and business. So you can use those three, or you can look at it in terms of the five that I have. So you can take this sheet and start writing it down, right? The
Yeah.
goal, right? Is it
Yeah.
specific? Is it measurable? Is it attainable? Is it realistic? And you have to have a time frame. Attach a
Right.
time. The
Right.
strategy is how you're going to get there. What's the general course of action? That's usually a sentence as to how you're going to get there, achieve your goal. And your action steps. Sabrina talked about her action steps. Going to the gym 3 times a week. You have to be that specific in your action steps. What is she doing? She's going to classes, specific classes that's going to help her to achieve her goal. So you have to be that level of detail in your action steps in order to get to your strategy, to get to your goal. So I'm going to put this again. I'm going to put this in our description. And if you want to get a hold, if you want to grab that, by all means, feel free, right? Go ahead. It is from us to you,
Yeah.
because one of our goals, one of my goals, is to serve you more, right? Is to be more effective and efficient in serving you for 2025, right? That is what I would like to do, is to be more effective, to be more efficient in serving our clients and prospective clients and friends,
Yeah.
and helping
Well,
them to get to where they want to get to.
yes.
So,
Yeah.
Sabrina, any last words? We went over, but that's okay. I think this is great information. I thank you for taking the time. Um, and any last words for our friends?
Well, I just want to encourage people to, um, you know, sometimes I think it gets overwhelming, but if you just break it down, even if it's just, today I'm going to spend 5 minutes doing X, doing this, it starts compounding. This is why my challenge to myself is to get 1% better. So
Hmm.
challenge yourself, um, but give yourself grace too, because not every day might go like the day before, but you try to make
Yeah.
it better. And reach out on Patrick's LinkedIn or his Facebook or whatever if you have a question or if you have a comment or if you need some guidance. Patrick is here. I'm here. We're here to help you and answer whatever questions we can to help you along. If you're stuck, definitely don't be stuck. There's many people around that can help you move that one step forward.
Yeah. So make sure that you do this, right? We want to make this year the best year to date. And the first thing you have to do is to start. Get in the blocks. And when the starter says ready, set, go,
Go.
you're off and running, right? This is the time for you to get ready, get set, and get going. The race is already started. We are entering into a new month in a couple of days. Don't wait till December 25th and says, man, I wish I had set this goal for the year. Maybe too late. You can always set it for 2026, but make sure that you do it now. This is the time. Yeah, conditions around us, distractions around us, may we can't help some things, but you can't let it burden you down and be a distraction. You still need to move forward, because
Yeah.
by the end of the year, we want to make sure that we have achieved something, or have grown, or have done something to help improve the life of others, whatever your goal is. So if we can help, right, drop me a line, go to Tika's LinkedIn, Sabrina T, uh, subscribe, sign up, register for Bits and Bytes, and learn more on the technical side. Uh, so that's what we want to talk about this week. In a couple of days, maybe as soon as Saturday, I may come back on, and I'm going to talk about something that we are doing to help leaders, because I believe that we all need to be developed. Where you are as a leader, whether you're beginning your journey or you're an experienced leader, a tenured leader, none of us have arrived. We all need assistance in one way or the other in order to grow. Don't be stagnant. 2025 is not the year to be stagnant. 2025 is a year of growth. So I'm going to come on and then I'll talk about it next week in terms of our new offering to help you, the leader, in 2025. All right, Sabrina.
All right.
Thank you for being here. Look forward for you to join us again soon as we continue the journey to helping others and also helping ourselves grow in 2025. Folks, thank you so much for being here. May God bless you and your family. Please be safe out there. Bye for now.
Bye.